Oh my god. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast. I forgot which show we were in. Brought to you by our patrons at patreon.com/Nexus at Night, like Darren and Cole. But I'm neither of those people. My name is Atlas.
And I'm Matt, I guess.
I'm Root Beer.
Every week he loses a little more of his identity, and eventually he's just going to be like...
Whoa. You think I had an identity to begin with?
There you go. No, like... Eventually, it's going to be like, I think, therefore I am.
You guys don't have these, like, instances where you feel like you have no idea who you are and have never known your entire life? You guys just don't get that?
I've had that a few times. Not that often, but it's happened before.
Oh, it's just like a continuous thing. So I just wonder if other people have these thoughts as well.
Oh, okay, so it's like a really painful zit that just won't go away.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like, man, what am I even doing here? Exactly.
So it's a painful zit of existential crisis.
Yeah, basically.
Nexus.
Nexus
at Night, the existential crisis podcast.
I am the existential crisis in me.
You should just say that next time. I'm existential crisis.
All right. So it turns out that Japan gets this game before us for some reason because they're mean.
Really? Damn.
And well. What have they been playing? So Dex, the legend, has put his chart came out for the week of 417 to 423, so it's last week. Mm-hmm. And it seems that Japan is very much on Bastion, which I think most people figured out was very good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what's weird is I think after that is they're just kind of playing random things, I guess.
Yeah, like a bunch of local topping posts have been like Baro Magnus and Magnolia.
And Barrow Magnus is super boring, so that's weird.
Boring? Doesn't look boring.
What you? Okay, anyway. And then but even 10.8% Seraph Snow, and like the same percent of Virina, which Virina is super sweet and Seraph's not, so that's weird to me. Mm-hmm. And then you have Magnolia 8.7, higher than like Hexaorb, Bruce, Orphist. Orphist being the lowest is like not terribly surprising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Orphist is actually quite bad.
Bruce being that low is like kind of insulting in my opinion. I think that deck's super sweet, but
me too. I think a lot of people are turned off by the final ride mechanic, which is fine for me because I just ordered playsets and Dark States was $44.
Oh wow, God, awesome! Wait, so I'm thinking that like Japan was never really super keen on Spike Brothers, no matter what the era of the game was, and the Final Rush stuff looks very Spike Brothers-esque. Do you think this could have a similar
probably
effect?
Like, I think it's a combination of like they haven't figured out Final Rush and aesthetics. Yeah,
I'm kind of interested in like how well Magnolia is doing representation-wise, not winning-wise. I'm wondering.
I mean, it was topping locals too, losing to Baro Magnus, which is funny.
Why? Just because it, like
Baro Magnus isn't that great. I don't think Baro Magnus is that great either. I'm not sure if Magnolia is better, just because if Baro can get to 15, you will probably just win, because I don't think Magnolia can come back from a board wipe like that. But. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I also just don't know because I'm looking at their the Baro Magnus lists that have been topping, and it's like these aren't significantly different from how I was testing it, and I was barely getting to 10 soul, so I have no idea how they're like playing the game and surviving.
I mean, a couple cards difference can make a difference. How different are we talking?
Usually just like. They played 3 Baro Magnus instead of 4, and I'm pretty sure they played 8 crits because at the time I was testing it, they hadn't released second triggers yet.
Okay.
Dang.
So yeah, it was just like small things like that. They still played the same types of rear guards, just in different ratios, and I'm like, nothing. And they play like 1 copy of insects, which I don't, but again, that's not a significantly huge difference. So I'm just like, I don't know how you're playing this in any way that wins unless everyone is just playing bad decks at their locals, which probably they are.
Well, the chart covers just representation. It doesn't say like
Yeah.
these are all the topping decks from locals. This is
Yeah,
just
no, I mean like scrolling through Vanguardians and seeing like random topping posts people post from locals. I see a like Borrow Magnus and Magnolia, and like the lists aren't significantly different from what I use, so I'm just assuming that's all people are playing at their locals.
I mean,
I don't know how you beat something like Bastion or even like Overdress with that list.
Bastion's the biggest part of that pie chart, though, isn't it?
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
it will.
So it's not like this is,
Right.
people getting it
Was
wrong or whatever.
I forget, was that chart before or after the set came out?
Oh, that's after the set because there's Borrow Magnus on it, for example.
Mm.
But they're like not
Yeah.
playing Zolga, right?
Yeah.
Which is like also weird.
I mean, I think that deck does take a little bit to figure out deck building wise.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I guess, but it's. I think it's like, pretty fun.
like early in its history, Ranbou was a massive pain in the ass when it came to play and deck building.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine Zolga is pretty much the same, where you have to like very carefully set up your drop zone with orders or units or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to manage resources carefully. That's probably a case more with Ranbou back in the day, because it was like, all right, you counterblast 2 to call one thing, and that's it. Figure it out.
Yeah. Results and lists. That's what I'm looking for.
But give me a link if you got it, or if there is a link.
I mean, he links all of the results and lists on his blog, so there you go.
Thank you. Oh, he's
Yeah.
back. I forgot about Dexander. I hope he's well. Had him on for that one episode. All right, so 27%, 27.27%. Bastion, 18.18%. Barrow Magnus. I guess
Yeah.
symmetry is the thing here. 10.39% Verena, so the Overdress. 9.09% Bruce. 9.09% Handcuff Lady. 7.79% Big Wolf. 6.49% Hex Orb. 6.49% Zolga. And 5.19% Orfist. So aside from those like big two, like the rest of it is roughly the same.
It's also that possible that Japan just hasn't figured out how to play against Barrow yet,
Maybe.
and it's just like
Yeah.
doing silly things into it to give Barrow like as much as much chance to hit their number as possible.
What's the how do you play against it? People that have tested this.
So you know what? Like they're probably like, giving them like 3-up and counterblast like really early.
Oh.
Just basically do whatever they want. Because like it's a combination of like needing to hit Soul, but also needing counterblast for Barrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like just giving them like enough resources to do everything is kind of whack.
Also like the like grade 2 that like on hit counter charges, and then at 10 soul can put itself into soul to counter charge or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, I can't imagine that thing's going off early, so if they put it down and you're not attacking it before 10 soul, it's kind of like, why? Why are you just letting them get free soul charges later on? Or like free counter charges?
Yeah, right.
I'm wondering if okay, so something I've noticed from playing Vanguard 0 is that at least in that game, the concept of damage denial doesn't really exist. So a lot of people will attack you if they have attacks left and they can hit you, whether it benefits them or not. Like, I think I've run into maybe 2 people in the entire time I've spent totally not goofing off at work because they're just like, oh, he's on Chat Noir. I have these 2 attacks left. I'll put him from 2 to 4. And then I'll kill him next turn. Up, I'm dead. Shit. So I'm wondering if, because we now have a new crop of people trying out the card game for realsies, if they just don't really have the history of giving someone too much damage and then them using it to like punch their teeth in.
Man,
You have like a lot of You got a lot of noobs
Sorry,
running around.
continue.
I just said you got a lot of noobs running around.
Mm.
That's it. Maybe.
Maybe. Although, I think there's enough going on in Borrow Magnus that like a new player probably wouldn't touch it. So I think like Japan is just legitimately on this right now.
Whack.
Good
Yeah.
for them, I
And
guess.
They are playing like man, these Japanese lists are playing like way more copies of Insects than I would.
What is it? Counterblast,
like, I
Soul
see-
Charge, and then I forgot the...
If you're at, you give something 10k, and I think if you're at 10 soul, you draw a card.
Okay, so it just turns into like a
a
cycling
good-
card later.
Yeah. It's a good enough order. It is kind of counterblast heavy. You do have the grade 2 to make up for that, but yeah, I see some lists playing 2, and then I see other lists playing 4. I think I prefer lists that play 2.
Mm-hmm. Still the dumbest name for an order I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
Crawl, you insects. Just like insects is in quotes.
Oh yeah.
It just kills me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I want to
And
make sure
yeah.
that you know that they're not actually calling it insect. They're like proverbial insect, you know.
I guess so, but it's the kind of thing where it's like quotation marks that don't need to be there. Where it's like, yeah, I went to quote bed. You're like,
Wait,
okay.
wait, is this list not playing any heals?
Yeah, I have a quote job.
That's how I feel.
Hang on, I'm looking at this Borrow Magnus list right now, and I don't think they're playing heals.
Whack.
Well, wait. Okay, so heals do have a little bit more shield, but they want counterblast to do stuff, and
Yeah.
the Barrow Magnus thing is such a big tempo swing.
Mm-hmm.
How does
Yeah,
this?
but they're doing 8 crit 7 draw over trigger, which is whack.
That is pretty whack.
I don't like it.
It's
I mean, I guess they topped their tournament.
I mean, I guess.
yeah, but saying I taught my locals with this thing is I got an A+ on my first grade math quiz when I'm in 5th
Yeah,
grade.
you're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
you know
It's
what?
Pretty weird.
What I can say about this list is, yes, you have a clear frontrunner in Bastion, but you have enough of representation in the rest of the clans where even if some decks are clearly better than others, you're still going to have like a diverse top, I think. I'm not sure what's going to happen after like COVID finishes and IRL tournaments and regionals start up again, but you know, the Spring Fest is going to be all remote this year. So we'll take what we can get.
Fair enough. I'll probably try to play in some of those. Maybe I'll play premium and get memed, and then not play premium, and then play V premium and get memed, and play something, play something else. I don't own good V premium decks. I only own very medium V premium decks. So
Right.
I own Hamstay. What do you think? Who are you complaining to?
well, that one's probably better than mine, with the new stuff.
Oh, the Tachikaze stuff? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And I have Victor for premium, and then Prisms for V premium.
I got Pale Moon and
Well, prisms are dumb in V premium though.
that's true.
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, tier 1 deck in V premium, or me
Yeah.
sitting over here at tier like 3.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this show is that the three of us have never really like top stuff for the most part.
Nope.
True.
Never.
I've gotten pretty late in events and then lost to shenanigans.
Yeah, me too.
Or
Or
wait to lose to an over trigger in every event.
Well, what we topped that team event clearly. Who's that? Me, you, and Jared.
yeah, yeah. Remember
That
we
was
took we took him to that diner and
That was no. The one at the 40 team tournament at Card Covey that happened somehow.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was insane. That was way too many people in one room.
Yeah,
There's like 100 people there.
this is like pre-COVID too, and we were
were
still like,
playing
this is
outside.
weird. I do remember that. It was like out in the hallway, right?
No, we were outside literally.
Oh, that's right.
I remember playing against Tang. He was on some Nova Grappler shenanigans, and I was playing like Gaia Ancient Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
and I just outrushed him, and he just died.
That's right.
We didn't even make it to Stride. The game was just already over.
He's dead. That's cool.
And then you won, and then we're like, cool, we won round one.
Yeah.
And that was where I got matched up against freaking Freezer Ray Messiah like 2 or 3 times.
I do remember that. That was.
And I beat it every single time.
Yeah, but it was still funny to watch where you're like, God damn it, not again. This is like the 4th time. You're like,
look, the strategy
only
of putting my hand on the
one
table
tournament.
and putting them at 5 damage before they were in Freeze Ray was very good.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because man, if people can't guard efficiently.
Yeah.
So like I need to keep all of these things, and I'm like, and die, yes.
Do you think Orphis is going to have something that's like you sacrifice your tokens to do stuff?
Man, that
Almost
would be
certainly.
almost certainly not. They want you to keep the tokens there forever and never get a call grade once.
Yeah, probably. Like, they're gonna have to do something. No, what they're actually gonna do is they're gonna release cards that buff your tokens.
I don't even think that's what they need though, right? They just need ways to like
Multi-attack.
Like, they need ways to win the game, which means they're gonna have to. They're either gonna have to let you sacrifice tokens to get an ability to win the game, or they're gonna have to create a card that gives your tokens the ability to win the game.
I think that deck just needs more shield value. Needs more, like it's not big enough. Like Zolga gets so much bigger than that deck.
Mm-hmm.
And Zolga has like much more interesting things happening.
I wonder, like I'm calling this now. There's going to be some, like it can be a Vanguard effect, Rear Guard effect, whatever. Something that involves end of the battle, kill one of your tokens, restand this guy. Be it Vanguard, Rear Guard, whatever. There's gonna be one.
But the cost that it's gonna take matters, and like we'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't think that card's gonna be very free at all, based on current design.
It'll probably be like
Why is
sack
this
3
worth this
tokens,
list?
restand a Rear Guard or something.
What is this list?
Dude, I don't know. I stopped looking at some of the lists because it hurt my brain.
Yeah. This is an Orphist hybrid with Prison.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I don't want to. I don't want to.
That doesn't even work. You can't get into like the night stages with other like non-world. Why? Why would they?
So you can play both game plans depending on the matchup.
What's the title for that one? Of all the deck lists.
There are no title. There's no titles for the list. Just like the shop where they topped at.
Okay, whatever the link is, then. Is it?
Yeah. That one is the Tenjin Labo.
Tenjin Labo, week 1. All right. So. Oh wow.
Yeah. This whole episode is just going to be us looking at these deck lists and being like, "What the fuck is Japan smoking?"
I mean,
Dude,
I'm
Japan
gonna.
has the good shit. I'll tell you that.
I mean, to everyone listening, going, what are they talking about? Link for the paid for Dexander's blog in the show notes. Go look.
Yeah.
Where he reposted on his Twitter, but the benefit to Brancade is Boba exists, the dino in the back there.
Yeah,
That card is sick.
that is sick. Like different
It's
fight,
unfortunately like the only good card Brancade has.
like unequivocally good for both things. Yes. Like different fight was talking about deck building, where he had like an example with like an overdress build, and we retweeted it, but. He kept referencing like, all right, staples. Every time he would mention a staple, he'd show that thing.
Yeah. Because it's like the only one.
Yeah.
The card's just good.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Turns
like
out
it's
getting
like,
Counterblast and a Soul after battle is great.
Yeah, it's not you're playing like what is it? Like, what's that clan? Stokea, right?
Yeah.
You just reveal the bug guy, the mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because you're playing for the mantis in like every deck. That card's nuts.
God, no wonder there was that time during the set review where you guys were like, we have to talk about the Mantis, and I was like,
Yes, the mantis is insane. You're playing it in every single Stokea deck right now.
Like, the Mantis is the only way I can get Magnolia to make good columns.
there you go.
Man, Magnolia has some really funny plays with a million CB. It's so hilarious. The triple R, buffing another triple R while it's attacking, which buffs another triple R while attacking, and then buffs a fourth thing.
This is glow nipples, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You
glow.
just keep like passing. So you have like a back row of them. You just keep passing the power, and like it gets like big, obviously more comically large each time.
Yeah, our mascot isn't the card glow nipples. It is literally just the glowing nipples. That's our mascot.
Oh, I see. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
Can you tell I'm drunk?
No.
Well, I am. So, all right.
Well, this is how you normally act. So.
Okay. Do we also want to talk about the like I know we got the roundup for this patreon.com/Nexus at night, but they're releasing stuff for the whale, the like spin-off clans, more Touken Ranbou, and what's it called? God damn
They're
it!
not just putting them into their own nation. Monster Strike.
Monster Strike. I fucking keep wanting to call it Monster Hunter. Matt has ruined me.
I've not. Don't bring me into this. You
I always bring you into this. That's my job.
I did nothing. I am
Love you,
innocent. None of this is my fault.
Yeah. It's looking like these things have their own nation tags, so
Yeah, all the
Seems-
collab stuff is like separate.
yeah, so
That is weird.
the whale is just a thing that's happening later on, if it's still happening. I don't see it on the upcoming calendar anytime soon.
Yeah, and so Touken Ranbou's nation tag is different than Monster Strike's, right?
Yeah.
That is so weird. Because when I first saw the Monster Strike stuff, I thought it was Dragon Empire because it was red, and I can't read Japanese.
Hey, Sam.
But I don't necessarily want to cover all the Touken Ranbou cards, but we should cover the Overtrigger just because we hate them that much. Like we have
Do we?
to. We
So the Overtriggers are the. Wait, hold on.
I found the Touken Ranbou one.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, because I can't find it.
All right. So as usual, 100 million power. The additional effect is during this turn, all of your units get an extra crit. So it's kind of like the Cater one, but instead of drive checks, it's crits. And then when played, resolved effect. This effect when played as an order. You choose one of your vanguards. It gets crit +1 till end of turn, and if you have 5 or more cards in your damage zone, all of your units get plus 10k. So you can play it as an order
Interesting.
too. That's very weird.
Which is probably what they're doing with the next round of Overtriggers.
Ew, there's going to be another round of over triggers. Vomit.
God,
Yeah.
stop. Why do Overtriggers exist?
I don't know.
Although that second thing, the when played as an order, if they like give effects back to triggers again, maybe we like have triggers.
Wait, but you can't guard with these?
No, it doesn't
Oh
look like
my
it.
God.
Yep.
Man, not having it as a 50k shield is kind of meme.
But
Right.
yeah, so no shield on this guy, but or power for that matter. Like there's a difference between 0 power and no power.
Yeah.
No, they're just printing it as an order that is also a trigger.
Yep.
What the
Yep.
fuck?
Yep. That's
Yeah, I don't know.
that's the Touken Ranbou one. I don't know if Monster Strike got one too, but
No, we
don't-
haven't seen
yeah.
the Monster Strike one yet.
okay.
Yeah, they haven't revealed anything aside from just the mechanic
Yeah.
of it.
The
The rolling mechanic.
the hilariously named Monster Box.
Yeah. That's where you store your
Oh
monsters.
boy, I get to play gotcha games inside of my card game. Oh boy.
Yep. Vomit.
Japan does love gotcha games. That's true.
But yeah. So I wonder if Japan is gonna like figure Bruce out anytime soon, or if it's just gonna be.
I hope so. The deck's kind of cool.
I'm looking at the Bruce list and they all look competent. They probably haven't figured out that denying yourself damage is probably the play.
You mean not playing like Donji does in the show?
Yeah.
And actually calling some things to like, do stuff occasionally or what
Yeah,
have you?
like, call it. Because I do see a lot of decks playing like the 10k, the guy that you can counter blast and give 10k shield. I would just like call him early as fodder, and then he can just die whenever. and then just wait until you're close to final rush to start taking damage so you can make plays during the turn where you actually use counterblasts.
Jesus.
One thing I do like about very limited, was it Right Chains boss guys, is that the decks are very easy to differentiate from each other. So you have them all broken into nations, then those broken into either, like, for Dark States, you have Bruce decks and Baramagnus decks, and that's it.
Yep.
Checks out.
Checkmate, Jin, and Yahtzee. That is it. 6.
Yeah. Looks like we are starting to get some Zorga lists topping in the second week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. They're just slow.
Yeah, the sheer amount of Borrow Magnus is interesting.
Yeah, maybe they just like the way he looks. I like the way he looks.
Maybe. Like,
Wow.
the deck is strong in theory, it's just like, not sure what... Again, I'm looking at this list, and theoretically I understand, like, how you would play it. I just don't see how you actually get it to play competently, because you don't, like, draw that much to guard with. And you probably have, like, 5 orders in hand.
I'm definitely uninterested in, getting to 15 soul doing a thing deck. So I don't think I care.
Which is kind of ironic, because you liked Amon back in the day.
Amon is not about getting to 15 soul. You might know it's about getting a lot of soul and punching your opponent in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's different.
But you still had to, like, reach certain, like, for Amon Reverse mostly, just to get the extra
What was it,
crit.
like 6?
I think so.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Oh no.
I do like Dark Regular, so I am interested in Borrow Magnus topping a lot, but, like, it's just one of those things where, like, I'm glad it's doing well, I just not entirely sure how we got here looking at these lists.
Yeah, I'm a punching people in the face main, so I'm definitely looking at Virina.
Yeah. Also, I'm just looking at Bastion lists now. This one just plays all grade 3s.
Yeah, that deck is just all grade 3s.
I
For a while there, for a while there in reveal season, it seemed like every day we wake up and get another card good in Bastion.
Yeah,
And I was
definitely.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or even if it was something that was not obviously Bastion related, it was still helpful. You're like,
The worst. So the worst one was. I remember waking up one morning to the fucking plus shield thing.
yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh Jesus Christ. And then, like, a couple days later was that OTT looking unit that, like, restands,
Yeah.
and you're like, come on.
Japan isn't playing her right now.
That's true.
Doesn't seem like.
More for us then. I still think that Morikawa should be appear in the Overdress anime. Like, even if it's just like a little background cameo, like he's like they're like at the grocery store or something, and he's like down the aisle looking at the milk or whatever. It should happen. Like old Morikawa, like he's in his 40s.
No, I don't think it should happen because I don't want any of the old Vanguard characters to even exist in this in the same universe.
I guarantee you, there's gonna be like some like VTuber because they do this.
But
In...
no, if they want a cameo, they can show like a manga or something. And look, I don't want it.
So they'll pry a cameo from my cold dead fingers.
Correct. I'll let them have that, but nothing else.
One thing that I love seeing in like YouTubers especially will do this thing where they will try to connect all of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime series together. So it'll be like how Yusei Fudo from 5Ds invented XYZ summoning, and you're like, okay. Cool. This will waste 25 minutes. Like, so
is that when the ban list is taking too long and they need?
Yes, definitely. Or there's just other people who they focus on the anime or whatever.
Oh man, I was watching the Yu-Gi-Oh progression series for Simo's Yu-Gi-Oh progression series. It's something. And there's this guy on there, man. Imagine putting terraforming in a deck with no field spells.
Okay, what was the meme with that? Was it because you would search Virgin Sanctuary, which was a continuous spell?
Correct.
Okay, so how come no one caught him on that?
Oh no, people did.
Oh,
But the question is, why did he catch himself on that?
I don't know. Maybe
How do you make it to a point where you're like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do?
maybe he had field spells and they took him out, but he forgot to take out terraforming. That's the best guess I can muster.
I don't think he has field spells.
Oh my god.
Maybe he has Necro Valley. Who knows? But
Nexus at Night, the Udio podcast.
But like, this is not the first like critical reading error that he's made.
What? We haven't made several critical reading errors.
He tried to synchro summon with Ronin Totem.
It's like it's like a whole sentence to itself.
There's 2 lines of text on that card, and one of them is you can't synchro summon with it.
If you want to hear more stuff like this, bonus show every week, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. $5 a month, you get access to our whole library of bonus shows plus a new one every Monday. So
it's so painful. It's so painful. But anyway,
way to shoot yourself in the foot, I guess.
Wait, who, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or do you mean the guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Then you're fine.
Yeah, Gage is something. But anywho, that was something that occurred that I was just upset about immensely. But yeah, I still watch it because I hate myself. But as far as
meanwhile,
I just want to jam dragons, robot dragons.
Yeah.
And put on a dress.
I want to be miserable playing Hexa Orb and then have infinitely more fun playing Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is going to be super cheap to build too, which is really dope.
That's probably what we're all going to do. We're going to build our thing of choice. It's not going to be good. We're going to switch to Bruce, and then it'll be like, all right, mirror matches.
I might build both Stoicheia decks just to have them. Just because they're like dirt cheap.
I'm just doing mag, so.
Yeah. I think actually when I was buying it, the Dark States one was $60 and Stoicheia was the one that was $40.
It's because Barrow's expensive and apparently not Zolga for some reason. Wait.
Yeah.
He came 4th place in our ab contest.
Yeah. For some reason, the Brant Gate one was $120, and I'm just like, really? I would have expected that to be switched.
Alden is one of the most expensive cards in the set, I believe, going like projected.
Yeah.
Hot Lady with handcuffs.
Peter was only $80 versus Brant Gate being $120. I thought they'd be switched.
I have no idea why Brant Gate's $1 million. None. Zero. Zip. Waifu tax.
Hot Lady with handcuffs is just what's going to happen.
And she's so annoying though.
Well, there's not just that, but like, Link Joker was always popular. People like inflicting pain on others. I feel like the Imprison is close as you can get to that.
Yeah, but Prison isn't even. Nah. Prison isn't even that painful, honestly. Like.
But it's the closest you can get, right? Like, there's no locking anymore. But you're like, I want to take your stuff and put it over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Imprison my Alden that I'm gonna get back next turn instead of just like attacking it or something.
Whatever. I'm not gonna question. There's no accounting for taste, right?
That's true. People are going to play Brant Gate whether they should or not. So, and who decides whether they should? They do. So
And I guess I guess for the listener that means, what will you play? I feel like this would have worked better if this wasn't an audio medium.
So,
because I'm like pointing forward.
So, like I said, Dragon Empire is I'm definitely building Virina and Bruce for sure.
Okay.
Those are 100% decks in the building, and I might also build both the Stoicheia decks just because they look funny.
Okay.
And then after that, I might build Bastion because it's the best deck. And after that, I'm probably not building anything else. Like I don't care about Borrow. I don't care about either of the Brant Gate decks. I don't really care about Eugene, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just ordered playsets for Dark States and Keter, So I'm building those, and it just so happens that I like both archetypes for that. So
Nice.
I'm doing Bruce, Borrow, Mag, possibly Eugene, just because it'll be that cheap. Because I get the
It will
feeling
be that.
like it will get better, you know?
Probably.
That's going to be, I budgeted well this month and I have $20 extra. Let's build a whole deck. Because I need Arnold's dorky friend from Hey Arnold, who's constantly getting injured, to be good. I'm okay.
Eugene. You're talking about Eugene.
Yes.
Yeah. God, fucking Eugene.
Poor kid.
God.
That kid really got the short end of the
and
stick.
like nothing that they're revealing
such
so
a
far
cool-
is making the deck any better.
Nope.
It
is
certainly
not.
won't. Again, it's only going to improve it up with rear guards that are not made for that deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably like
See, the problem is all of those cards are Overdress cards, and Overdress inherently doesn't work with Superior Calling.
yeah.
Correct.
Well, not only are they xenophobic, but like Bouchard has a rich history of breaking decks by accident. So they got a new design crew, so maybe that won't happen anymore. But I don't know. Maybe the curse of the Seven Seas will rear its ugly head again, but for Eugene. Guess we'll find out. Oh, God. Yeah.
Literally no topping decks are Eugene. Like, every other nation sees some representation of both archetypes, and then you go to Dragon Empire and it's Varina.
To be fair, Virina is sick.
It is sick. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. I think about does it for this episode. I should probably eat something because otherwise so if you like us, want to support the show, patreon.com/Nexus at Nights. You can follow us on the Twitter or the Instagram at Nexus at Night. Where can they find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Wiggums 2Gs2Zs.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
And then you can find me at Atlas Novak in the same places. And then also thanks again to our $10 patrons, Darren and Cole. We'll see you on next Monday for the Tangents. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.